Welcome back everyone to Ramadan TV.
Our show is 22 days strong, which we are super grateful for. We'd really like it if you guys subscribe to our channel and like this video, so make sure to do that. You can also help our little community grow by sharing with your friends and family as well.
For today's Ramadan talks, we have another special guest, Nilgün Atay, who will be talking about being grateful. Stay tuned.
Hello, good evening to everyone. I hope all of you are happy and healthy. Today, I want to talk about being grateful through my short journey to Africa. Last May, I graduated with a theater degree, and before we graduated, there was a mandatory theater seminar that all of us had to take. In this seminar, our teacher was talking about the significance of gaining human experience. He was saying, for your entire life, you were a student. For your entire life, you were in school. So you don't know life. Just after you graduate, pause everything for a while, go to a different country and gain like human experience. And when you come back, you will use that experience in whatever you will do. So the seminar was really inspirational for all of us. And soon I thought this could be a really good idea. And I decided that I could gain this, human experience in Africa. Soon I made some arrangements and went to Nigeria on September and stayed there until February. My intention actually was to stay longer, but I'm still very happy that I was able to gain this experience because new experiences give new glasses to us. They allow us to view life, in a different tone, in a different color, from a unique perspective. Like we all know that we're not born with the same privileges. Not everyone is able to find food, clean water, shelter, some basic education and health opportunities. But just like most of us, I was also aware of these things. But until I physically experienced some of these myself, I cannot say I was able. I don't think I was sincerely sympathizing with these social inequalities, or I was not fully feeling grateful about everything that I was given with, like seeing with my own ears. I'm sorry, seeing with my own eyes, hearing with my own ears, even touching with my own hands and smelling with my own nose. Like these experiences were much powerful than just knowing about these facts. For instance, seeing 6 and 7 year old children working outside all by themselves. There were a lot of child shepherds. For some reason, I cannot forget about them. Imagine just like two little boys tending a huge flock all by themselves, controlling dozens of big animals such as like cows, sheep, goats, and taking care of them for hours under the sun. And like they, with their small bodies and tiny hands, they're carrying large sticks to control them. But yet they still have this playful, this smiling faces. I think because of their innocence, children really impacted me the most. One day there was a girl named Sarah. She was We had a garden next to our dorm, and she was waiting in the garden with her little brother. They were waiting for their mom, and one time we met, and I opened the filter section from my camera, and I cannot forget her smile when we opened those filters. As soon as she saw our reflection from the camera, as soon as she saw those yellow flowers on her head, she started laughing with joy. And I started thinking, like, who's more lucky? People, those who have everything they want and need, or those who are able to appreciate the smallest thing. When we first met with her, she was not very talkative. She was really shy, but later on, she was like waving to me. She was smiling. One time, she asked me something, a very small wish. She was like, "Could you bring me a balloon?" Like, you see, it wasn't even balloons. It was just a balloon, a very simple wish. It may sound very classic, but I realized that happiness is actually not expensive. We are forcing it to be expensive by not being grateful. seeing these small kids on the road selling bananas, sugar canes, nuts, carrying these baskets, on top of their heads all day, trying to convince you to buy stuff from them, doing these, dances so you could buy, or just, their positive attitude makes you think, makes you question. Even under these like difficult conditions, these kids are able to smile, and they are able to be grateful with what they have. How about me? Even under these, blessing, how often do I feel grateful? Or do I just take things for guaranteed? Happiness is actually about being happy with what we have, who we are, where we are. It's not Happiness is not a result of circumstances. It's not a result, but it's a result of our choices. And that choice is, do I want to be happy? It's a choice that we constantly make without realizing. And how? By our perspective. It's never about what happens to us. It's about how we choose to see what happened, like how we choose to see those things. There's a quote that I really like. It says, like, life is 10% of what happens to us and 90% of how we choose to react to those things. So we can never control the circumstances. As you can see, there's just a small tiny virus, and all of us are in our homes right now. We will never be able to control the circumstances, but we can control how we see those circumstances and how we react to those circumstances. And we could choose being happy with feeling grateful about the things that we have. Like, if those kids that I just mentioned, if they choose to see the things that they don't have, they will see so many things, and it's so hard for them to feel content. Us too, even though we have many things compared with them, it's really difficult for us to be happy without feeling grateful, without having this positive perspective that focuses on what we have. I also want to share our orphanage visit. During my time there, we went to an orphanage called Hope for Survival Orphanage. And walking in their bedroom, seeing their broken doors, their walls with holes, their simple few clothes, blankets. I really remember feeling embarrassed about the things that I have and the things that I complain about. During this, at this orphanage, there was a big space, and in which we gathered the kids. We opened music, and we made a circle, and we started dancing in a circular way. And I could say that some kids were dancing as if the spotlight was on them, and as if the whole world was watching them, like with that confident, that happy, that careless, with that energy. And I felt even more embarrassed because I knew that if I was living under these circumstances, I wouldn't dance with this positivity. It was like a happiness dance. They were doing all these super talented moves, swinging left to right, jumping up and down. And we also joined this dance. And I really could say that it was one of the best moments in my life. Also because their reckless dance was like a peaceful rebelling to me, like rebelling against poverty, peacefully rebelling against the difficulties, rebelling against having no one in life because they were orphans. My friend asked them about what they wanted to be when they grow up, and just like the name of their orphanage, Hope, they had big hopes and dreams. And I really hope they reach to their hopes and continue being grateful and dance that way. Because isn't everything dancing anyways? Like trees, flowers, bees. Bees, by the way, literally communicate through dancing. Like clouds, rabbits, butterflies, all of them are in a big circle and dancing with life and dancing with harmony. What would happen if they stopped the dance? What would happen if they leave the circle, leave the chain? Not good stuff. In order to also blend to this piece, we also cannot leave the circle. Just like those kids, we cannot give up depending on the circumstances. We cannot let obstacles, conditions pull us from from our hope dance. A quote that I heard in Nigeria was saying, "If things go wrong, don't go with them. So when things go wrong, instead of leaving the dance, we should just change our direction, but still continue to dance. And imagine how powerful we will be if we don't let circumstances determine our moods. How powerful we're going to be if we feel grateful with what we have. That's why I really think we should really work on our being grateful. And just like many things, just like we work on many things, just like we work on everything to get better, to improve, we could also work on being grateful. And just the things that I just mentioned, although like I was speaking to you, these are actually the things that I try to remind myself. And uh, I brought this rock from Nigeria, and it stays in a place where I could see. So that each time I look at it, I could remember these kids. I could remember being grateful. Because as humans, unfortunately, it's so easy for us to forget. We see something and we get maybe impacted by it, but then its effect diminish with time. So it's really I think important to constantly remind ourselves that to be grateful. And since I mentioned some stuff about Nigeria, I want to send my warmest greetings and love to Nigeria, to my dear friends. And thank you so much for listening. I wish everyone a happy, fruitful Ramadan. And I think they're going to play a short clip from the dance that I was talking about. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Nilgün abla. That was a very nice, influential, and inspiring talk. We should always be grateful for what we have all the time.
Yes, thank you, Nilgün abla, for sharing your experiences with us. These experiences are very eye-opening. Now, as you guys know, yesterday's iftar menu was Turkish lahmacun, but on today's menu, we have a classic, delicious Mexican dish, tacos.
Hi, I'm Zumra. Welcome to our kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make homemade tacos. The ingredients you'll be needing is cucumber, tomatoes, onion. If you want, you could use corn. 1 pound of beef, red and white cabbage, sour cream, paprika, taco seasoning, pickles, avocado, and we normally use spicy and sweet chili chips. But for COVID-19 quarantine reasons, we had to use these chips that we had at home. First, we heat the pan and put our oil in. Then we wait for the oil to heat. After our oil is heated, we put the 1 pound of beef in the pan. Then we just mix it. gonna put the top on, and we're gonna wait till it takes in all the water. While our meat is cooking, we're gonna need to cut up some tomatoes, onions, and cucumbers in little slices for our salad. After we cut them up, we're going to be putting them in a little bowl to mix. Then we're going to be putting a little bit of oil, a little bit of lemon, and a little bit of salt. Now we're going to mix them all up together. Now we're going to put this aside and move on to our cabbage. We're going to cut the cabbage into thin slices. Now we're going to be taking the cabbage and putting them in a bowl. We're doing this as a serving for only 2 people, so you could always put more of the ingredients in and make more. After we put them in the bowl, we're going to mix them. Now we're going to put this aside and move on to crushing our chips. We put our chips in a Ziploc bag to crush them. After we crush our chips, we're going to put them in a little bowl. After we crush our chips, we're going to move on to making the ranch sauce. So you could use spices like these and put them in the sour cream to make your own little sauce, but I'm using my mom's secret recipe. Now that our meat is cooked and it's like taken in all the water, we're going to be putting it in another bowl. Now we're going to move our meat to all our other ingredients. Now we're waiting for the pan to heat, and we forgot to say before, but you also need tortillas. After the pan heats, you could always do this in a toaster, but you could also do it in a pan by just heating it and putting the tortilla on and waiting for it to cook. Okay, now after our tortilla is heated, we're going to put it on a plate. Now you could always use avocado, corn, and pickles, but I don't use that in my tacos, so yeah. First we put on some meat. Then if you want some salad. Then some cabbage. Then ranch. Then you could drizzle on some chips. Bon appetit! Again, if you don't eat meat, you could always use like chicken or fish. And if you don't eat the tortilla, you could just make it like a salad with every other ingredient but the tortilla. And if you try this, it would be a new treat for Ramadan. Happy Ramadan!
Zumra, that looks delicious, and it looks super easy to make, so I can't wait to try it at home. Thank you so much.
Now up next we have Islamic scholars. Today's Islamic scientist is Abdus Salam, who won the Nobel Prize in Science.
Hi,
Today we'll be talking about a great scientist who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1979, Abdus Salam. Muhammad Abdus Salam was born on January 29, 1926 in Santokhdas, Punjab, British India, now Pakistan. His father was Muhammad Hussain, an education official, and his mother was Nabi Baksh. Abdus was the eldest of their 8 children. Abdus attended school in the town of Jang. From an early age, he showed enormous talent in mathematics and science. He also developed a lifelong love of poetry in English, Persian, and Punjabi. At age 14, he amazed the people of Jihang when he achieved the highest marks ever seen in Punjab University's entrance examination. Nearly the whole town turned out to celebrate his achievement. Not surprisingly, he was given a university scholarship. He graduated with a master's degree in mathematics in 1946, age 20. Abdus Salam was awarded a 3-year scholarship to study for a bachelor's degree at St. John's College, Cambridge, United Kingdom. After 2 years, he graduated with first-class honors in mathematics. A year later, he graduated with first-class honors in physics. Abdus Salam stayed at Cambridge for graduate studies. In 1950, a year after starting his PhD, he was awarded the university's Smith's Prize for the most outstanding pre-doctoral contribution to physics at the university. Abdus Salam completed his PhD thesis in 1951. It was titled Developments in Quantum Theory of Fields. This was a rather brilliant work. In addition to making his name as a physicist, it resulted in him winning a share of the highly prestigious Adams Prize for Mathematical Sciences in 1956. To be eligible for the prize, candidates had to be under 40 years of age and living in the UK. In 1951, aged 25, Salam returned to the city of Lahore, in now independent Pakistan, to teach mathematics at Government College. He was filled with hope that he could inspire a new generation of young people to become scientists and modernize society. The following year, he was appointed head of mathematics at Punjab University. Due to internal problems within Pakistan, Abdus Salam decided to leave. He returned to Cambridge. Salam spent 4 years as a lecturer at Cambridge until, in 1957, age 31, he was appointed professor of theoretical physics at Imperial College, London. In 1959, he was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society. At a physics conference in Seattle in 1956, Salam became very excited listening to Chen Ning Yang describe parity violation. Yang and his colleague, Dao Li, would be awarded the 1957 Nobel Prize in Physics for this work. Yang described how parity, a property physicists believed was always conserved, like energy, momentum, and electric charge, need not to be conserved in weak nuclear interactions such as beta decay. The implication was that nature could tell the difference between left and right. Why, Salam wondered, was left-right symmetry violated in weak interactions but conserved in electromagnetic interactions? He convinced himself, correctly, that the answer lay in gauge theory, the first of which had been Maxwell's formulation of electrodynamics. Abdus Salam worked on the problem with his PhD student Ronald Shaw, and in 1961 to 1962, Stephen Weinberg spent a year with Salam at Imperial College. The scientists produced a theory saying that while the electromagnetic force was transmitted by massless photons, there must exist particles with mass involved in a unified force, the electroweak force. They theorized the existence of W and Z bosons. W and Z bosons, they said, are the particles with mass that take part in beta decay of an atomic nucleus. Due to the extensive studying and research by Salam, Glashow, and Weinberg, they shared the 1979 Nobel Prize in Physics. And I quote, for their contributions to the theory of the unified weak and electromagnetic interaction between elementary particles, including inter alia, the prediction of the weak neutral current. This is what they got their Nobel Prize in physics for. Abdus Salam has many other published works that he researched and studied on. He is also known for establishing the Pakistan Atomic Energy Commission and Pakistan Space and Upper Atmosphere Research Commission. Abdus Salam was passionate about promoting science in developing countries. He recalled there had once been a golden age of Islamic science, when for hundreds of years Islamic scientists had led the world. He urged Muslims to regain the spirit of free inquiry that existed in those times. Salam was the founder of the Third World Academy of Science and the International Center for Theoretical Physics. He donated all the money he received from his Nobel Prize to setting up a fund in Pakistan to promote educational opportunities. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and catch us next time.
جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا جميل يا الله يا قريب يا الله يا مجيب يا الله يا حبيب يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا رؤوف يا الله يا عطوف يا الله يا معروف يا الله يا لطيف يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا عظيم يا الله يا حنان يا الله يا منان يا الله يا ديان يا الله يا سبحان يا الله يا أمان يا الله يا برهان يا الله يا سلطان يا الله.
Fun fact, when Abdus Salam won the Nobel Prize for Physics, in his acceptance speech, he referred to Quranic verses. May all praise be to Allah.
For tonight's musical performance, Seha and Salma are coming together with their piano and violin. Let's see what song they'll be performing. and Salma, thank you so much. It was wonderful seeing you guys come together like a mini band. We really enjoyed that performance. Thank you again.
Since we are in the last 10 days of Ramadan, it is important to understand the act of itikaf. The Did You Know This series will give us more info about that now.
What is itikaf? Itikaf is considered to be a type of spiritual retreat. During the last 10 days of Ramadan, many Muslims spend their days and nights at the mosque in order to ensure that they are there for whichever night Laylat al-Qadr occurs. This is called itikaf. Literally translated, it is an Arabic word that means to isolate oneself and to stick or adhere to something. There are 3 types of itikaf. Sunnah, this is the itikaf performed during the last 10 days of Ramadan. Nafi, itikaf can be performed on any day or night of the year. This is considered to be a nafi, voluntary act. Wahib, if you have made a vow to perform itikaf, then it is compulsory, wahib, that you do so. This could be making a vow to Allah, such as through niyat, intention, to perform itikaf or a vow based on a condition. This means saying or thinking, if this thing happens, I will make itikaf for a certain number of days. Whosoever for Allah's sake did even 1 day's itikaf, Allah would keep him away from Jahannam, hellfire, by trenches. The main purpose of itikaf is to remove yourself from distractions and focus solely on the worship of Allah, as Allah created us to do. Renewing your relationship with Allah. Itikaf is a time to renew your relationship with Allah without the distractions of daily life. It is like a spiritual retreat to renew and energize your soul. In fact, another purpose of itikaf is so that you may fall in love with worshiping Allah, such that you can carry that feeling with you once you itikaf is over. Itikaf helps to strengthen your faith in Allah and helps to further perfect your worship. The heart is the core of things. The core of all things. As the messenger of Allah,
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما دحاها ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها كذبت ثمود بطغواها إذ انبعث أشقاها فقال لهم رسول الله فقال لهم رسول الله ناقة الله وسقياها فكذبوه فعقروها فدمدم عليهم ربهم بذنبهم فسواها ولا يخاف عقباها صدق الله العلي العظيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين وآلهم الحمد لله رب العالمين الفاتحة.
مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعال يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا مستعان يا الله يا محسن يا الله يا متعال يا الله يا رحمن يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا رحيم يا الله يا كريم يا الله يا مجيد يا الله يا فرد يا الله يا بتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود يا الله يا بتر يا الله يا أحد يا الله يا صمد يا الله يا محمود يا الله.
First of all, we want to say sorry for the technical difficulties in the Did You Know This video. But I think regardless of age and time, anyone can do itikaf. It just takes a little patience and planning. I recommend the youth to do itikaf even if it's merely just an hour a day.
I agree, Mujtaba. Don't miss out on the Kahoot game, which is coming up very soon. But until then, let's welcome Elif for Arts and Crafts.
Welcome guys. Now we're going to learn how to make a sadaka kudüsü, which is right here, and how to make a shukr kudüsü. Shukr kudüsü means what you're thankful for, and sadaka means what, like money to the poor and all that. So first you have to get some pieces of paper. I have one, and you write the words. If you don't know, you can always search it up. Next, you cut out some little pieces of paper, and you can use crayons or these kind of little twister things or markers. I just use these. And when you're coloring them like this, for example, if you want, use a sticky notepad or something like that to make sure that the colors go nice. But make sure to leave this part open, because that's where the people are going to write what they're thankful for. When you're done writing what you're thankful for, let's say you give one to your family to write for each day of Ramadan. Let's say I wrote my family, okay? And then I just fold it up like that. But before I drop it in, I write my name, Alif, Sefer, and then I drop it inside. At the end of Ramadan, I'm going to pick it up, we are going to pick it up and start guessing whose it is before the person tells us who it is. So after that, then let's move off to our sadaqah kudüsü. I wrote $1 give away and get 10 in return, because it can be true. You can use more pieces of paper to make them for your family and all that. And that's about it. Happy Ramadan and bye.
Let's share our creativity. Design your own Ramadan corner. Record your progress as you decorate. Then, send your video to juniorsacademy@tccnj.org with your first and last name along with your state. If you have any questions, feel free to email us. We wish you a happy Ramadan.
Thank you, Zainab, for the great arts and crafts video. Now up next is the Quranic verse and quote of the day.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, chapter Al-Fath, ayah 29, Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Those who follow him are forceful towards the disbelievers and compassionate toward each other. You see them bowing and prostrating, seeking Allah's bounty and His good pleasure. On their faces, they bear the marks of their prostrations. This is how they are pictured in the Torah, and their description in the Gospel is like a seed that puts forth its shoot, becomes strong, grows thick, and rises on its stem to the delight of its sellers. So God infuriates the disbelievers through them. God promises forgiveness and a great reward to those who believe and do righteous deeds.
Abu Huraira, may Allah be pleased with him, reported that the Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, said, "The religion is easy. Anyone who makes the religion too hard on himself will find it becomes too much for him. So aim for what is right, follow a middle path, Accept the good news of the reward for right action, and seek help in the morning, evening, and some of the night.
Albert Einstein stated in one his quote about religion and science as science without religion is lame, religion without science is blind.
Hello everyone, my name is Faiza and I am 22 years old and I live in Belgium. Here you can see some pictures from Belgium, things that you need to visit and also things that you need to eat or drink. When you decide to come to Belgium, let me know and I will be your guide. Now it's Ramadan for all the Muslims around the world, and in Belgium we fast from 4:50 until 9. Some days are harder than other days, but we are used to it. I want to share something that I did when I was a little kid. You know that we can't eat or drink anything during the Ramadan from sunset until sunrise. You know that during the Ramadan, most of the kids try to fast for one day, most of the time in the weekend. So I asked my mothers for that too. But I little cheated on it. So what I did was, I fasted for a day, but during the day I get under the table and I ate sugar cubes. I'm not sure why I eat sugar cubes, I'm still thinking about it. Why did I eat sugar cubes and not cookies or anything else? But I did. In the evening, when my mother asked me if I did eat anything, I told her that I didn't eat anything. So if you have little kids at home and they want to fast for a day, hide all your sugar cubes. That's something that I want to share with you. So thank you for watching this video, I hope you will like it, and I hope you can laugh with me about my sugar cube story. I wish you all a good Ramadan. Bye!
يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا صادق الوعد يا الله يا علي يا الله يا غني يا الله يا شافي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا وافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا كافي يا الله يا وافي يا الله يا باقي يا الله يا هادي يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا قادر يا الله يا ساتر يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله يا قهار يا الله يا جبار يا الله يا غفار يا الله يا فتاح يا الله.
Thank you, Belgium, for sending in your video. I love Belgium waffles, by the way.
I do too. For this next video, Nilgün Abla has already introduced and touched upon the topic of gratitude in her Ramadan Talks video. So let's move on to Gratitude Journal. Abla said, it's important to work on being thankful because it's difficult for us to be happy without being grateful. And I think that's a really important lesson to keep in mind.
Now for the greatly awaited Kahoot competition. Stay tuned for Bilal.
All right, you know the drill. The code is 8980337. This is some nice music to dance to, actually. I might want to dance to it for Zumba. Last 30 seconds. Again, the code is 8980337. But while you're waiting, go and subscribe to our channel, like our video, and put on those notifications so that you're notified every time we go live or have a video up. We may have some few surprises coming up. You may want to turn that notification on. Last 15 seconds. Is that enough time? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's begin. Day 22. Quote of the day: science without religion is lame. ... Finish the quote. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. Did you guys really choose this answer? Oh my god. Medfrat in first place with 985 points. Next question. What was on the menu today? Homemade tacos. Medfrat still in first place, 1,963 points. Second question. Third question. What did our friend make in the Ramadan corner? Sadaqah jar. Sadaqah jar. Don't forget to donate after you eat today. Maybe $1. Medfrat still in first place with 3,021 points. Taking the lead. What is itikaf? I know we have some technical difficulties, but you can still figure it out from the first few seconds of the video. It's when people isolate themselves from the world to focus on spirituality and religion and improving themselves. Don't forget, even if it's an hour, you can still do it. Medfrat still in first place with 4,174 points. Fifth question, verse of the day. Those who follow Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, are... compassionate towards each other. Compassionate towards each other. Compassion kind. Refia now in first place with 5,269 points. What was Ramadan Talks guest Nilgün Altay's main message? Being grateful and appreciating the smallest things. Have you been grateful today? Betul S now in first place with 6,574 points. Yikes. Last question. What is Abdul Salam known for? His contribution to the electroweak unification theory. Pretty hard to understand, to know. It's all right. You do your best. Third place is Ahmed Demirbaş. Second place is Mustafa Buffalo. And first place goes to Betudes. Congrats. Can you screenshot the 202-649-0109?
خلقتني وأنا عبدك وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت أبوء لك بنعمتك علي وأبوء بذنبي فاغفر لي فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. O Allah, you are my Lord. There's no God besides you. You created me, I am your slave, and with all my strength I remain steadfast to your promise. And I beseech you to forgive me any evil I may perform. And I humbly affirm what you bestow upon me. And I plead to guilty to my sins. Forgive me, for besides you, there's no one to forgive.
O Allah, on this holy day, make my fasts worth of appreciation and acceptance, according to what pleases you and pleases the Messenger, the branches being strengthened by the roots, for the sake of our leader Muhammad and his purified family. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. O Allah, on this day, cover me with your mercy, grant me to its success and protection. Purify my heart from the darkness of false accusations. O the merciful to his believing servants.
Ameen. May Allah grant us our prayers.
Thank you, Faiza and Mustafa, for that wonderful prayer. Unfortunately, the time has come to wrap up today's episode.
Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
I hope everyone has a great iftar, and we'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m.